Shri Sai Ram. Myself, Guruprasad, science teacher, Shri Satya Sai Lokaseva High School, Alike. The first chapter of 10th is chemical reactions and equations. What is chemical equation or chemical reaction? In our daily life, we have seen many different types of chemical reactions. One example is the milk which turns to curd is an example for chemical reaction. Fragmentation of molasses is also example for chemical reaction. One question, why milk turns to curd is example for chemical reaction? Both are same. The curd is different from milk. Why they are different? Because the chemical properties of milk and curd are different. What is the chemical property? Both are same, the milk and curd, the taste, the odor, they are different for different milk and odor. Milk and curd. Now tell me, why milk turns to curd? If we add buttermilk to milk, then the next morning it turns to curd. Now chemical properties of the milk and curd is different, therefore their chemically changes to one form to another or one substance to another substance. The same milk which turns to curd. So chemically they are different from one to another. So now tell me, what is chemical reaction? Milk turns to curd means they are chemically different. The milk which is chemically different from that curd. So in a substance, the substance, chemical changes occur in a substance is called chemical reaction. So what do you mean by chemical reaction? The chemical changes occur in a substance and form a new product is called chemical reactions. Then a fragmentation of molasses is also an example for chemical reactions. I will show one chemical reaction. Now this is test tube. This is called test tube and this one is called test tube holder. Now hold the test tube using with the help of test tube holder. After that, we all know that it is a copper turnings. Copper turnings is one type of metal. Yes, it is a copper. Take some copper turnings and add to this beaker. Now this test tube which contains copper turnings. This one is called concentrated HNO3. HNO3 means nitric acid. It is very dangerous. So take carefully. Now pour this concentrated HNO3 to this copper. Now look at the reaction. What is the reaction? This is also a chemical reaction. What is the reaction? Copper which reacts with concentrated nitric acid and there is a chemical reaction takes place. Look at the color of the solution. We have taken copper and this is a colorless. There is no color. After the reaction, the solution is formed. Which solution is formed? Copper nitrate. Now this solution is called copper nitrate. What is the color of this copper nitrate? This is bluish green. So the bluish green solution is called copper nitrate and there is a evaporation of gas. This gas is called nitrogen dioxide. What is the color of this nitrogen dioxide? The nitrogen dioxide means its color is reddish brown. So the reddish brown gas evaporated is called nitrogen dioxide and this solution is called copper nitrate. Now this is also a chemical reaction. Why it is chemical reaction? Because there is a chemically, as they are in a substance, chemical changes occur and a new product is formed. Which one is the new product here? The new product is copper nitrate. So this bluish green solution is called copper nitrate. The new substance or new product is formed when the reaction between copper and nitric acid. After the reaction between copper and nitric acid, the chemical changes occur in this substance and form a new substance and that new substance is copper nitrate. So this is also a chemical reactions. Just look at the solution. The bluish green solution, and this is called copper nitrate, and a brownish gas, the reddish brownish gas is called, reddish brown gas is called nitrogen dioxide. This is chemical reaction. Now, what is this? Na. Na means sodium. This sodium reacts with Cl2. What is this Cl2 means? This is chlorine. So, sodium reacts with the chlorine and it gives sodium chloride. This is a chemical reaction and it is represented in an equation. So, this is called Na plus Cl2 gives rise to NaCl2 is called chemical equation. Why it is called chemical equation? Because every atom or molecule or compound which is represented in a symbol. What is Na? It is the atomic symbol of sodium, so Na. Cl2, that is chlorine. It is a molecule, chlorine molecule. What is the symbol? Cl2. Molecule formula of chlorine is Cl2. Then gives rise to NaCl2. The reaction between sodium and chlorine, it forms sodium chloride. It is a compound. What is the formula of this compound? NaCl2. So, the chemical reaction, it is represented in a symbol is called chemical equation. Why it is called chemical equation? Because the chemical reaction, it is a one type of chemical reaction. This chemical reaction, it is represented by the symbol, or it is represented in a symbol means, or a symbolic representation. It is a simple definition. Symbolic representation of chemical reaction is called chemical equation. Another chemical reaction, magnesium. Sorry, it is NaCl only. NaCl2 gives rise to NaCl. Then magnesium reacts with chlorine, it gives magnesium chloride, MgCl2. Magnesium, atomic symbol of magnesium, it is a metal, Mg. Then Cl2, chlorine. Then magnesium chloride is MgCl2. These are called chemical equations. Just look at the chemical equations. First chemical equation, sodium reacts with the chlorine and it gives sodium chloride. Magnesium reacts with chlorine, it gives magnesium chloride. What is the difference between these two formulas? NaCl and this one is MgCl2. Both are sodium chloride, magnesium chloride. But what we have written? NaCl. Why it is not NaCl2? Why it is not NaCl3? Can I write MgCl2 as MgCl3? MgCl? No. Sodium chloride means it is always NaCl. Magnesium chloride means always MgCl2. Why it is? Can I write instead of NaCl, NaCl2? Magnesium chloride means MgCl2. So NaCl2. Both are correct? No. NaCl is correct. Sodium chloride means NaCl only. What about magnesium chloride? It is always MgCl2. Why it is? Why the difference between sodium chloride is NaCl, magnesium chloride is MgCl2? What is the difference? Why we have to write like this? Sometimes chloride means AlCl3, aluminium chloride, AlCl3. Sometimes chloride means Cl. Sometimes it is Cl2. Sometimes it is Cl3. Why it is like that? For this, we have to know the method of writing a chemical equation. There is some method to write a chemical equation. What is the method? First of all, we have to learn the atomic, we have to learn valency, electronic configuration, then structure of atom. If we learn atomic structure, valency, then valence electron, then electronic configuration, then we can write the chemical equation of every chemical reaction. Otherwise, it is not possible. So, what is the structure of atom? One atom means it contains proton, electron and neutron. So, atom means proton, electron and neutron. They are together called, it is an atom. We all know that in a atom At the center, there is a proton and a neutron. They are together called nucleus. So, proton and neutron, they are binded at the center and they are together called, the protons and neutrons together called nucleus. Then, where is electrons? The electrons, they are revolve around the nucleus. This is the electron, this is the orbit. They revolve around the nucleus. These are the different shells or orbits. They are called shells or orbits. Just look at this. Protons and neutrons, they are together called nucleus. This is called nucleus. Then after that, this is the shell, or it is also called orbit. First shell, first orbit, second shell or second orbit, third shell, fourth shell. This is the first shell, this is the second shell, this is the third, and this is the fourth shell, or it is also called orbit. Then here it is electrons, different electrons. Here is the different electrons. They revolve around the nucleus. Now, so these are called shells. First shell, second shell, and third shell, and fourth shell. In this shell, different electrons, they are revolve around the nucleus. Now, first shell is called K shell. What is the name of the first shell? It is K shell. Second shell is L shell. Then third shell is M shell. And fourth shell is named as N shell. Be careful. Very important. First shell. What is the name of the first shell? K shell. It is a capital letters. Second shell is L shell. Third shell is M shell. Fourth shell is N shell. So, total number of shells, fourth shell. Not only 4 shells, there are many shells. In 10th, you must know the 4 shells. So, K shell, L shell, then M shell and N shell. Every shells, they contain subshells. The first shell, which contains only one subshell, that is S, small letter S. Second shell, L shell, which contains 2 subshells, that is S and P. Third shell, which contains 3 subshells, that is S, P, then D. Then fourth shell, which contains S, P, D and F. Write down this in your notebook. So, first shell, K shell, which contains only one subshell, that is S. Second shell, which contains 2 subshells, S, P. Third shell, the M shell, which contains 3 subshells, S, P, D. Fourth shell, which contains 4 subshells, S, P, D and F. These are the 4 shells and subshells. Very easy to understand. First shell, only one subshell. Second shell, 2 subshells. Third shell, 3 subshells. Fourth shell, 4 subshells. From this, tabulate shell number, then shell name, subshell. After that, maximum number of electrons. Maximum number of electrons, that is 2n squared. Now you have to make one tabulation. What is the tabulation? Which contains shell number, shell name, subshell, then maximum number of electron, that is 2n squared. First is shell number. How many shells are present in this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, shell number. First. What is the name of the first shell? First shell is K shell. So, K. Then, subshells. How many subshells which contain the first shell? The first shell contain only one subshell, that is S. So, yes. Then, second shell. Second shell. Second shell. Then second shell, the name of the second shell is L. Subshell is S and P. 2 subshells. Third shell, this is the third shell. Which one is the third shell? The name of the third shell is, or shell name is M. Which are the subshells? 3 subshells. S, P and D. So, S, P and D. Now, fourth shell number is 4. What is the name of the shell? Shell name is N, K, L, M, N. How many subshells which contains? 4. S, P, D and F. Now look at the last column. Maximum number of electrons. What is the meaning? The maximum number of electron present in the shell. Present in the shell. It means how many electrons K shell which contains. Maximum number of electron present in L shell. What is the maximum number of electron in the M shell? Then N shell. You have to calculate. How to calculate? By using the formula 2n squared. What is 2n squared? 2 into square of n. You have to find the square of n. What is n? N means shell number. What is n? N means shell number. In first case, in a first shell, what is n? N equal to 1. In this, n equal to 1 because shell number is 1. Now substitute the values. 2n squared. So 2 into n squared. N squared means n equal to 1. So 1 squared. So 2 into, what is 1 squared? What is the square of 1? 1 squared means 1 into 1, that is 1. So it is equal to 2 into 1, 2. For next shell number 2. So n equal to 2. N equal to 2. Now substitute the values. 2 into n squared. N squared means instead of n, you have to write the value of n, that is 2. So 2 squared. 2 into 2 squared. 2 into 2. What is 2 into 2? 2 into 2 is 4. So 4. 2 into 4 is 8. Next, third shell, M shell. Now n equal to 3 because shell number 3. N equal to 3. Now substitute the values. 2 into 3 squared. So 2 into 3 squared means 3 into 3 is 9. So 2 into 9 equal to 18. Now fourth, so n equal to 4. 2 into n equal to 4, so 4 squared. 2 into 4 squared means 4 into 4 is 16. So 2 into 16 is 32. Now we get the answer. The maximum number of electron present in K shell is only 2 electrons. Maximum number, not minimum. The maximum number present in K shell is only 2. It is not 3. Only 2. Then in L shell, the maximum number of electron present in L shell is 8. What about M shell? The maximum number of electron present in M shell is 18. What is the maximum number of electron present in N shell? N shell is 32. So we get the maximum number of electron present in K shell, L shell, M shell and N shell. Now you have to calculate the maximum number of electron present in S subshell, P, D and F subshells. How we can find the maximum number of electron present in every subshell? It is very simple. Just look at the first shell, that is K shell. What is the maximum number of electron present in the K shell? It is 2. So K shell which contains only one subshell. So all electrons are present in this shell. So what is the maximum number of electron present in S shell? That is 2. After that, look at the second shell, that is L shell. How many subshells are present in this L shell? 2 subshells. Which are the two? S and P. How many electrons are present in L shell? The maximum number of electrons present in L shell is 8. It contains 2 subshells. S means it contains 2. We already found out. What is the maximum number of electron present in S? It is 2. In L, the maximum number of electron is 8. Already 2 is filled. Now how many electrons are left? 8 minus 2 is 6. 2 plus 6 is 8. Can you get the answer? In L, the maximum number of electron present in L is 8. It contains 2 subshells, S and P. How many electrons present in S? It is 2. Already we calculated. It is 2. Now how many electrons are left? 2 is filled. Total number of electrons present in L is 8. So 2 is over. How many left? 6 electrons, because 8 minus 2 is 6. Or 2 plus 6 is 8. So 6 electron. After that, third shell, M shell. How many subshells? 3. S, P, T, S, P, D. These are the 3 subshells. How many maximum? What is the maximum number of electron present in M shell? It is 18. What is S? It always The maximum number of electrons present in S is 2. What about P? It is 6, already calculated. It is 2 and 6. Total number of electrons is 18. 6 plus 2 is 8. 18 minus 8, what do we get? That is 10. Now add this, 2 plus 6 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18. After that, N shell. N shell means 4 subshells. How many electrons are present? 32 electrons are present. 32. S is 2, P is 6, D is 10. What about F? 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18. Total number is 32. 32 minus 18 means 14. So very important. In S shell, the maximum number of electrons present in S is 2. What about P? P is 6. Then D is 10. Then F is 14. This is very important. How we get? By this tabulation, because of structure of atom. So maximum number of electrons present in S subshell is 2, P subshell is 6, so D subshell is 10, F subshell is 14. So this is the electronic, from this we can write the electronic configuration and valency. In today's class we have learnt about chemical reaction and chemical equation. In the next class we shall study how to write the electronic configuration, how to find the valency and valence electron. From that you can how we write the chemical equations. Today's question, you have to write it in your notebook. First question is, what is chemical reaction? Second question, what is chemical equation? Give 2 examples. Now one thing, in the previous we have written sodium reacts with chlorine and it forms NaCl, sodium chloride. It is not balanced. In the next class I will explain how to balance the equation. Then you have to tabulate, it is also in your notebook. Sai Ram.